Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about my NBA mock draft for this year's draft coming up this Thursday. I'm just gonna do the top 10 drafts. Keep in mind that I'm going based off teams' needs, not the best available talent, which some teams might do. Just going off team needs. So this is my mock draft, everyone. Hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like if you enjoy it. Let's get started. With the first pick, the Sixers take Ben Simmons from LSU, 6'10", small forward, power forward, whatever. He's got great playmaking ability. He can rebound the ball. He can score. He can lead the team. Basically, he has probably the highest upside in this draft to be a great player, to become a star player, which everyone believes he will. He's been hyped up since he's been in high school to be the number one draft. He's been pretty much that guy, projected to go number one for the whole year. And I think the Sixers are leaning towards taking him, as they have had an interview with him. They said they like him, even though there's been problems with him, saying that he doesn't want to go over there because he wants to go to a bigger market like LA. But they feel like he's their guy, and I really strongly believe and hope, because I'm a Lakers fan, that they take Ben Simmons with those picks. So that's what I have going. I'm number one. So now we move on to the number 2 pick, my Lakers, and I have them taking Brandon Ingram out of Duke University. The 6'9", 6'10", small forward. This guy's got great length, 6'10", 7'4" wingspan. He's got long arms. He's got defensive upside to turn into a great defender. He could be a great two-way player. He's already got the scoring ability. He's a good shooter. Put the ball in the basket. Playmaking is not there, but I don't think he necessarily needs to do that because they have D'Angelo Russell already. He's a great young guy that can grow with their young core that they have with D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., and that can pretty much just develop and not have to worry about leading the team because he's got other assets there. So that's what I have taken number 2. Moving on to the 3rd pick, the Boston Celtics. I have them taking Dragan Bender from Croatia, the 7'1" 7'1" from Croatia. I have him going to the Celtics mainly because to help boost their front court, because they have only Jared Sillinger, only Kenny Olynyk, Jonas Jerebko. They just need more depth back there. They already have a loaded backcourt with Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, Isaiah Thomas, who just got his first All-Star. So it doesn't really make sense to take a guard at this position right here. 3 is a high pick, but Bender has potential to be one of the top prospects. He's been rising over the boards, an international player. Hasn't got much. Most teams haven't seen much of him, mainly because he's international overseas. But many believe that he has potential to develop due to his ability to stretch the floor. He's a pretty good shooter for a big guy, and his ability to run the floor. They say that he moves like a wing. He's more flexible and more. He's more mobile than other bigs. He just has potential to be a good big-time prospect, and especially with the rise of Kristaps Porzingis, who had a pretty solid rookie year last season. More teams are gonna want to bank on him. Take the risk and hope that he pays out well. And I see the Celtics doing it here, or maybe take a guard. Take the best available talent. Bender. I don't know. We'll just see. I got Bender going number 3. Next to number 4, the Phoenix Suns. I have Marquise Chris. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but Marquise Chris, 6'10", power forward out of Washington. I have him going to the Suns. Mainly the same thing, similar to the Celtics, to boost their front court. They only have Tyson Chandler, Alex Len, TJ Warren at small forward, some other pieces that I can't recall at the time, but they also have a loaded backcourt with Devin Booker, who had a great rookie season last year, exploded the second half of the season. Brandon Knight, a great young guard. Eric Bledsoe leading the way at point guard, who's proven himself as an established point guard in this league. And it wouldn't really necessarily make sense as well for them to take a guard. Like I said, I'm not the GM, so I'm just going based off what I feel they should take. And I feel like Chris is the best power forward in the draft, and they can take him to fill that spot, losing Markieff Morris and Marcus Morris. So they don't have an established power forward, so I feel like he could fit in. He's good. He has potential to be a good player. He has upside. He has the most upside as a forward. He's athletic. He has the ability to stretch the floor. That's exactly what the Suns need. I like Marquise Chris at the 4, so it makes sense for him to go 4. We'll see what happens. Next pick, number 5, Minnesota Timberwolves. I got them taking Chris Dunn from Providence, 6'4", 6'5", around there, point guard. He's a great young kid. He's an excellent scorer, can put the ball in the basket. He's a great playmaker. He's also a really good defender. So he's a great two-way player right now. Probably the best, him and Ingram around there. The top 3 best two-way players in the draft right now. They have a great young roster down there, in the Minnesota Timberwolves do, of Andrew Wiggins, Karl-Anthony Towns, who broke out last year, had an excellent rookie year, who many did not see, actually. Many were thinking him as a long-term project, but he went ahead and, with the help of Kevin Garnett mentoring him, he had a great rookie season. Zach LaVine, Gorgui Dieng, Shabazz Muhammad, Ricky Rubio, who has been the product of trade rumors as of late, and could be if they decide to take Dunn with this pick that I feel. I also could see them taking Jamal Murray, but I'm just going for Chris Dunn right now, mainly because Tom Thibodeau, who they just signed as their head coach, he praises defense. That Bulls team that he had was always amongst the top in defensive efficiency, so it makes sense for them to take Chris Dunn, who's the best defender out of the 3 top guards in the draft. So it makes sense to take him, to boost their defensive, efficiency, which they need to boost, and that's the reason why they hired Tibbs. So I see this team to being great contenders in 4 to 6 years, once that team, grows together and gets more chemistry together. I can see Chris Dunn leading the way at the point. I can see them trading Rubio for maybe a shooting guard or a center, someone to help out that team. That's just what I got for now. Just gonna provide playmaking ability and scoring ability, and he's not the best shooter, but he's not the worst shooter either. He's been working on that jumper. It's not consistent yet, but if he can consistently get it to go, he will be a dangerous starting point guard and a great starting point guard in this league. So I have Chris Dunn going number 5. And number 6, New Orleans Pelicans. I have them taking Jamal Murray from Kentucky, 6'5", guard, combo guard actually, point guard or shooting guard, even though he played more shooting guard at Kentucky. But I have him going number 6. I feel like it's the perfect fit for them if he can fall to number 6. If he falls, I think he's probably the best prospect that they would want to take. I think he should be the number 1 on their board, mainly because his versatility, that he can play the guard or point guard. I can see him, seeing that Eric Gordon is a free agent this year. They can draft Murray and feel good with Eric Gordon, walking away, not being pressured to offer him a max contract even though he doesn't deserve it, just so they can have someone starting. Murray can start at the 2, maybe not right away, but they can have him start just to get experience, and he can grow into it, and he can be, he's a good shooter. He can be like an Eric Gordon, what they expected him to be when they traded for him. Eric Gordon just hasn't been able to live up to it due to his injuries, his injury-prone history. Murray can do that, or if they want to, move him at point guard, which he hasn't had a lot of experience of, so I'd feel better with him playing the shooting guard. But like I said, he can ultimately play the point guard and then just trade Drew Holiday for a shooting guard. However they want to mix and match, but the point is they have versatility to do what they feel. He could be a great asset to Anthony Davis, to help him build that team, because he's right now their own main asset. Their only main asset. They're both young stars, can go together. Murray could easily put up 20 and like 5-6 assists, or maybe like 4 or 5 assists, couple boards. He could be a great player in this league. I see him having a great career, and I feel like for him also, it would be an ideal destination, mainly because just having someone to feed off of Anthony Davis, and not having to worry about I need to lead the team. He's gonna have someone there to help him out, so he's not gonna be pressured right away to average 20-25 a game, because he's gonna have someone there who's already established as a top 10, top 15 player in this league, Anthony Davis. So I feel like that would be the perfect scenario for both camps for them. So Jamal Murray number 6. Moving on to number 7, the Denver Nuggets. They also they have a crowded front court. They got Nikola Jokic, Yusuf Nurkic, Kenneth Faried, Danila Gallinari, Wilson Chandler. So a forward, a guard makes sense here. Sorry about that. And the only guard left after Dunn and Jamal Murray that are gone are Buddy Hield. And Buddy Hield, I have him going number 7. Buddy Hield's a great shooter. There's been supposed that he made 85 out of 100 three-pointers, which is absolutely remarkable in a private workout with the Boston Celtics. If that's true, then that's phenomenal. It's not phenomenal sharp shooting for him. We all know he can put the ball in the basket. He's a great shooter, and I have him going number 7. He can create a great young backcourt with Moutier back there, and they can have a good young piece right there to lead them in a couple years. Number 8, I have Jalen Brown. Yes, Jalen Brown. With his size, for him to go to the Kings, he can play. I see him maybe being able to play shooting guard, even though he's more of a small forward. He's around 6'6", 6'7". He's a big guy. He can create mismatches with his size. He's a great defender. He can guard the 2s. He can switch out guard 3s if they need him to, but they already have Rudy Gay. That's why I feel like he'd be better playing the 2. They have Cousins there, so he can, feed off of that as well. Him and Cousins, he can average like 10, 15, help out Cousins. They already have Rudy Gay, help him out with another 10, 15 points. And he adds a defensive, player there to help them out. I think he's a good pick up there. And number 8, obviously the best available talent right there, and he fits well. So Jalen Brown, number 8. Number 9, an interesting pick here. Deonte Davis skips up a couple spots that most people have him. I have the Raptors taking him at number 9 because they were able to get a top 10 pick, despite the fact that they made the Eastern Conference Finals. They needed a power forward, which was their main, their main thing that they needed, because they had Luis Scola starting for most of the season, and Patrick Patterson played for most of the playoffs at the 4. They needed a consistent starting power forward, which they just not have had, and that cost them against the Cavs. I see Davis here as not right away an answer, so he can be a great power forward. He's athletic enough to run. He could protect the rim, and which they don't really have much of, since Valanciunas is not a great rim protector. He could develop an outside shot. He's shown flashes of it, not consistent, but if he can be a great stretch forward, similar to what Miles Turner was last year in Texas, where he was a good, he was a center, a stretch 5, where he can step out, hit the 3, but he's also an excellent rim protector. So I can see that happening. He also is athletic enough to be able to switch out to guard, which is a great asset to any team on defense, for him to be able to switch out and guard perimeter players. I like the pick there at number 9. They need a 4. They get a 4. Second best 4 available. I see it happening. Number 10, I'm not going to get too much into this, mainly because I feel that the Milwaukee Bucks already have a very young roster, and I feel like they should trade the pick, if anything, and try to get a veteran in return, because I think a veteran would help them. A veteran presence in that locker room would help them out. Maybe trade it for someone, a shooter already, an established talent. I think an established talent is what they need, not need to bank on another rookie. They already have multiple first-round picks, so I feel like they should trade the pick. So I'm not gonna get into too much, but if I have to, I'm gonna take number 10, Dejounte Murray. If I say that right, sorry. If I said it wrong, sorry about that. But Dejounte Murray, just the best available talent. He's the best available talent, number 10. So that's why I got it number 10. That's all I gotta say for now. Thanks for watching, guys. That's my 2016 mock draft.